Hi and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to talk about a very important theme or something that we do every single day, despite the fact that it's unproductive, self-destructive, and much worse. Today I'm going to talk about comparison to others, and it's not some why it's something you should reconsider if you'd like to live abundant, healthy, and beautiful life. I'm Gergana Radovich, holistic health coach, expert, and EFT trainer. And this topic is one of my absolutely favorite topics. Why? Because we tend to compare ourselves every single day to others. And usually we compare our worst characteristics to others' best characteristics. Let's say you are not good at math, and we usually don't try to pinpoint our best characteristics, we try to pinpoint our most negative ones. And we are comparing them to what others can do and what others do better than us. And at the same point, we don't really look for what other people, probably not so fortunate as we are, do on the same level, or we are trying to compare ourselves. It's like comparing peaches with apples or some other fruit that you might like. And usually we do this when we are in any kind of distress, when we feel unhappy, when we are bored or not very successful in certain area of our lives. And this behavior is unproductive and destructive and really not your best thing to do. Hi Stasi, I'm so happy to see you here today. I hope this topic is of some kind important to you, because for me it's really important. I used to compare myself to others. I still do sometimes, but nowadays I can quickly catch myself and stop these distressing thoughts, so to speak. And there are different areas in our lives where we try to compare ourselves, where we compare ourselves to others. It might be physical appearance, it might be physical health, it might be professional abilities, professional life, it might be family life, um, it might be in a financial, in the financial area, and so on and so on. And it's not only a total loss of time, but it's really able to depress us even more. And why do we do that? For me, it's one of the most natural human characteristics, but the fact that it's natural doesn't mean that it's really productive, and doesn't mean that we can't change it or refine it. Because at the end, what really matters is whether today we are better than we were yesterday or last week. And striving to become better and better with every single day is actually striving to become better in life general. because we are different. Every single human being is different from the next one. And if we are genetically more or less if we differ in physiology, um, we can't expect to be to achieve exactly the same, but still we do. And we can, it's not easy to stop this behavior, but it can be stopped and it can be corrected in certain terms, in certain borders, certain areas. And when we do that, we can really focus on that matters for us and us only, and we can really shine in the areas that we could shine. When we compare why we compare ourselves to others, maybe one of the reasons is that we are taught to do that since day one. Even as young kids, the parents inevitably compare the kid to other kids. The kid might be better, might be worse, doesn't matter. The comparison goes both ways. And somehow we are taught, and we weren't, that we need to compare in order to fit in the social boundaries, and we need to really look for ways to become better. And that's absolutely true, but sometimes we are really we are really like a man on a mission, of course, or a woman on a mission, and we try to dissect every single characteristic that we don't like in ourselves. And it's not something that brings results. Because, as I said earlier, you can't compare apples to peaches or to pears and expect this comparison to be accurate and to be productive. But you can compare apples to apples. You can compare peaches to peaches. You can compare yourself today to yourself yesterday. And stepping on the very same base, you can see what works and what doesn't work for you. And you can certainly correct the things that you don't like. Most of the time, not always, but still most of the time. And when you make sure you correct those characteristics, those things, you can find the way to happiness and professional success or family success or whatever area of success you would like to achieve. And here I'd like to share something personal. Last week, I took 1 week on the seaside. I took 1 week vacation. I took vacation and went away. And certainly on the beach the beach is the place where we tend to compare ourselves to others really, really deep. Because when we don't have much clothes on and we have plenty of time to walk around and we are not involved in something meaningful, our mind tends to wander and our mind tends to pinpoint the most negative characteristics. And at the beach, we tend to compare our physical appearance to that. Connection problems. And we tend to, I was saying that we tend to compare ourselves to others and we tend to be really negative about ourselves. And if we'd like to be happy, if we want to be happy, this must stop now. Sometimes clients come to me and say, I would like to walk as I used to walk 10 years ago, when I was 20 something, when I didn't have any kids, when I was free, when I was among people that loved me. And now I have kids, I'm unhappy, I'm depressed, I have this absolutely negative image of myself, and I hate myself, and I want to get that body back. And sometimes those people don't care about anything else but the body they had 10 years ago. And it doesn't really matter how hard I try to show them that they have many beautiful features inside and out. They focus on the body that they had and lost. And they try to look at they tend to look in the mirror and say, I hate myself, I want to hoe. That's what I heard yesterday. And it's depressing. And it's actually not depressing, but it's really sad. Because they're focusing, maybe you are focusing. I used to do that years ago. At something that might or might not happen again. And they're neglecting everything else. And they look around and say, everybody's happy but me. Other people have money, I don't. Nobody loves me. And so on and so on and so on. And I could talk here a lot about this, but that's not the point. The point is that if we really like to go toward greatness, we need to focus on the inside. We need to focus on what matters for us and what we are capable of changing. And if we'd like to compare to others, maybe we can compare in terms of what others do that I don't do that in order for them to get those results. For example, in professional area, maybe the colleague you hate, admire, or you are envy of works harder than you do. Or maybe the person who is fitter than you works out harder or works out in general and you don't. And those are behaviors that we can copy and we can apply. But it's stupid to envy someone because for his appearance, his physical body, because he takes care of herself or himself, he or she, of course, and you tend to neglect physical tasks at all in general. And that being said, we really need to focus. Really need to focus on how you can improve yourself in comparison to where you were yesterday. And it's not easy, but it's doable. And one of the easiest ways to do that, to stop the critical voice that says they're better, you are not worthy, they have more, you are nothing, and so on and so on, is to use EFT, emotional freedom techniques, or simply called tapping, to stop this negative voice and find solutions, find peace, find options. And that's what I'm going to show you today. So think for a second about an area of your life where you tend to compare to others. It might be professional area, it might be family life, it might be physical appearance. And rate on the scale from 0 to 10 how likely, how much you do that. For example, 0, I don't compare myself to others, or 10, I'm comparing non-stop. And let's start from the side of the hand. It doesn't matter which hand. Start tapping with a few fingertips on the side of the hand and repeat after me, out loud or in your mind. Even though I tend to compare myself to others, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I tend to compare myself to others, I love and accept myself every day anyway. And one more time, even though I try to compare myself to others and I can't stop that, I love and accept myself and appreciate the way I feel. Top of the head. I tend to compare myself to others. Eyebrow. I do that every single day. Side of the eye. It's really hard not to do that. I can't not do that. I can't avoid doing that. Under the eye. I compare myself to others every single day. Under the nose. They're better. On the chin. They're stronger. Under the collarbone. They're fitter. Under the arm. I can't avoid that. On the thumb, base of the nail, on the thumb. I compare myself to others every single day. Ask yourself, what's the emotion that you experience. Maybe it's anger, maybe it's sadness, maybe it's hopelessness. What's the emotion that you feel? Let's say it's anger. You can replace anger with any emotion that you may feel. And when I compare myself to others, I feel angry or sad or hopeless because they have things or features or options that I don't have. I feel angry. Top of the head again. I feel angry and sad, maybe, or maybe something else. This anger, where do you feel the emotion? Where do you feel the anger? It might be in your head, in your chest, in your neck, in your hands. Where do you feel this emotion? Look at the emotion and feel it in your body. This emotion, this anger, it stops me from being my best. This emotion in my, let's say, head, or put the place that you feel the emotion in the body. This anger, it stops me from being my best. And maybe I can release it, this anger. What if I release it? Top of the head, this anger or other emotion. Side of the eye, eyebrow point. I choose to release the emotion. Side of the eye. I acknowledge it and release it. This emotion, it doesn't serve me. This emotion, I choose to release it. I choose to replace it with something positive. Maybe with strength, maybe with patience, maybe with proactivity, maybe with something else. I choose to release the negative emotion and to replace it with something positive. Maybe determinedness, maybe optimism, maybe hope. Top of the head one more time. I choose to release the negative emotion and I choose to accept a new positive way, approach to life. Next point. I choose to be more positive. I choose to look at what I can do and release the anger and all negative emotions. They don't serve me. I choose to adopt hope. I choose to adopt patience. I choose to become my absolute greatest self. Inhale, stop tapping. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. You can lift your shoulders toward your ears and bring them back. One more time. Inhale, bring shoulders up and back down. Release. How do you feel right now on the scale from 0 to 10? Has the emotion changed? Hopefully, you feel more optimistic, you feel more energetic, you feel lighter than you were just a couple of minutes ago. And that's why I suggest to my clients and to you to use tapping every single day, at least once or twice a day. If you're dealing with stress, if you're dealing with negative emotions, if you are dealing with comparison. Because if you are spending time comparing to others, you are not spending time on working on yourself, your business, or your life. And if you'd like to achieve more abundant and happy life, it's better to focus on the latter and not on the previous, on the former actually. And you can do, as I said, you can do this tapping script, tapping meditation several times a day, or you can contact me and we can work together toward your better and greater self. I'm Gergana Radovich. I was so happy to be with you today. Thank you for spending the time with me. Don't forget, like my channel, YouTube channel, and comment under the video. Thank you again for being with me and have a great day. Bye bye.